music playing here.
Vibey.
You make this?
Yeah, I'm about to make it right now.
Oh.
I like it. Is this your guys' intro to every episode, or?
The last two, I've literally just been improvising on the spot.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's all right.
Day job.
Just become a full-time music producer.
Yeah, you should quit this podcast.
Yeah, that's a panty dropper right there.
Panties on the floor.
Oh, yeah. We're back. Episode 103. We are joined by a special guest, Zack Medeiros. I got it right on the first try. He's here, punter and kicker, right?
Yeah.
For the Toronto, is it the Argonauts? Is that
the Argonauts?
Right?
There we go.
Toronto Argonauts in the CFL. He is here, second time on the podcast. Thanks for coming back on, man.
Glad to be back on, guys. I appreciate you having me.
Oh, yeah. Reached out and needed to get you back on. It's been a long time. We talked before your season even started.
Yeah.
Before we get into the Steelers football, which we have plenty to talk about, you said you're a Steelers fan a little bit yourself, but how did your season go up there in Canada?
Honestly, it wasn't better than last year. We came away with 4 wins again. The injury bug just kind of caught up to us early. We kind of hit the ground running for the first couple games, and then injuries just flattened our entire spirits throughout the course of the year. Not where we want to be. And then we actually lost our GM the 13th week of the season. Yeah. So it was probably for the better, honestly. We try to make some moves at the deadline. Didn't really help our team out so much, so to speak. And but we have the right guy in place now, a guy named Pinball Clemens. He's actually from Florida. So he's one of your own. He's probably the most declarated Argonaut out there. He's an Argonaut Hall of Fame, CFL Hall of Fame. So we're hoping that he can shake some things up. I think more than 40 players on our team are in their contract year, so it's going to be interesting to see who he brings back.
Damn.
Including myself. So we'll see. So the next couple months should be busy.
Yeah, so personally, how did you kick? Did you get your first field goal?
That was last year.
That was last year. Okay, I saw a picture on your Instagram. I thought it was this year. I was like, damn. Fucking out here banging home field goals.
Yeah. No, that was last year. I punted for the majority of this year.
Okay.
So I was battling through my own injuries. So I was up for half the season this year. I think I played 8 or 9 games. It was 8 games. So it was kind of tough year too, just injury-wise, trying to stay healthy. But, come back stronger for the 2020 campaign.
Love it.
Yeah, and how are you feeling now?
I feel pretty good now. I'm still kind of banged up. I actually came back for the last 2 games this season, but I wasn't really 100%. I just, when you're kind of sitting out for 3 months at a time, you just kind of want to get back out there, right? So I maybe rushed it a little bit, but I was pretty close to 100. And now that I get the next 6 months off, now I can, rehab properly and get back to where I need to be going to next training camp, wherever that'll be.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's great. Just got to stay prepared.
Exactly.
Yes,
sir.
What a great job it's got to be, man. Is that not the best job in the whole world, or what?
Oh, dude, it's a joke. Are you kidding me? Do you want a rundown? Do you guys want a rundown of my
Yeah. Give me an average day in the life of a CFL punter.
So, per our CBA, I'm not sure how it works in the NFL, but I'm sure it's the same type of structure or whatnot. We're allowed to practice 3 days a week, right? And so, and then we have a walkthrough day, and then it's game day. So technically in the walkthrough day, I wouldn't even really count because we literally show up a meeting and then we go home and that's it. So I would say, we only work for 4 days of the week. And a normal practice day for us would be, I get at the stadium around 7 a.m., eat breakfast, chill for a little bit, probably chill for an hour, just scroll through my phone, go through all that bullshit. And we have a team meeting, which is usually 10 minutes. And we do special teams, which obviously involves kickers and punters or one on that unit. So then that'll be about a 40-minute meeting. And then the O&D breaks up. And while that's going on, the specialists have another hour to kill just by themselves doing, fuck all. We normally hang out in the locker room. We kind of, roll out, shoot the shit, do whatever we need to do, kind of prep our bodies for practice, which is only an hour and 15 minutes. And then we're done for the day. And we grab lunch and go home. So we're only there. I think we're only allowed to have us for 3.5 hours per day. So, yeah,
what?
It's a joke.
Damn.
Jesus
Damn,
fucking Christ,
son.
man.
Yeah, what a day.
I wonder what an NFL player schedule looks like compared to that.
It's got to be similar. It's got to
Yeah?
be similar. I think so. Yeah, it's like, because you have to think about it too. It's like, when I first came out, I'm like, man, this is great. But at the same time, I understand why athletes get into those off the field issues is because they have so much damn free time throughout the day. I mean, my first year I thought was great. And then, after that, I was like, man, I have so much free time. Like, I can only watch so much fucking film. I'm a kicker, right? So I go through my, sorry about that.
Froze over there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. No worries.
Canadian reception. Yeah, so I just lost my train of thought. Fuck. Yeah, so after my first year, I had to find things to do because, I can only watch so much film as a kicker, right? So I would go through maybe my 18 reps of practice, like, okay, keep my head down longer, keep my foot locked out, boom, done for the day, and, play video games, go for a walk, but that's still, you have another, fucking 10 hours, stay awake during the day. So now I start coaching guys, other kickers in high school and at the college level, and do that a few times a week just to kind of keep myself occupied. But other than that, man, you have so much damn free time. It's a joke.
Dude, that's awesome.
I should have fucking learned how to kick a goddamn ball.
dude, you would catch me playing mini golf all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh, I do that too, man. Honestly, I can't tell you the amount of times so Cineplex is our theater up here, and I can't tell you the amount of movies I've watched just on my own when at nighttime. I'm totally fine with that, honestly.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
That's the life.
What's your most recent favorite movie?
My most recent, honestly, I'd say, probably I haven't really seen many great ones this year. I think the last one I saw actually wasn't that great. I think it was that Fast and Furious, Hobbs and something else.
Oh, Hobbs and Shaw.
That's it. Yeah, it was okay. It was decent. I think other than that, I think Bohemian Rhapsody was probably my favorite.
Dude.
And Creed.
I can't remember the last time I've been to a fucking movie theater to watch a movie.
If it makes you feel better, Ty, I went to the IMAX, paid about $30 for 2 tickets, watched Jesus is King for less than 30 minutes, and walked out.
Okay, I don't know how you guys feel. Yeah, you know what? I'd be doing the exact same thing if I didn't fucking have all this free time. I'd just stream it from home or whatever. Man, I got a bottle of water. Do not fucking bring your own popcorn. Honestly, I should just do that shit. I paid $7 for a water at a movie theater. How sick is that?
Dude, it's fucking thievery. It's literally thievery.
Dude, it's insane. It's $15 for popcorn, a small pop and a snack. I mean, dude, this is a joke, right? I remember the one time I was just thirsty. I was just I'm just gonna grab a bottle of water. And I go there, and guys, okay, $7. I'm like, come on, man. Are you kidding me right now?
Really? There's a water fountain right there.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's a Tim Hortons next door. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go fuck you. I'm going to go to Tim Hortons and get a $1 water bottle. Fuck this.
Fuck this movie.
You know what? That's the most Canadian shit you could have said at Tim Hortons next door.
Oh, I know, right? Hey, they're starting to scatter out now in the States now. So
yeah, they're definitely
New York.
Yeah.
I still have yet to. My friends love it. My friend in Texas fucking goes there all the time.
Yeah,
I love it. I don't know. Need to try it. You said you've been playing a lot of video games. You got that new Call of Duty or what?
No, you know what? I wish I could get into those games, man. But my hand-eye is fucking horrible in those games. I suck at shooting games, so I just kind of stay in my lane and stick to sports. NHL, FIFA. Those are the only games I play.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Dude,
Tappy over here only plays FIFA.
There we go, man. So Xbox or PS4?
PS4.
Okay, I'm an Xbox One guy.
Okay.
So am I.
You're lucky. You would have got all this smoke.
Oh, I don't know, man. Dude, you kidding me, man? After all those hours,
Tappy, you know how much free time this man's got?
Exactly, man.
You know what's
hammer those hours down in FIFA.
Dude, every year I take off the day it comes out so I could play from that day through the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Dude, so much. But recently I got into the new Mortal Kombat game. Dude, it's badass. And also Crash Bandicoot Racing.
Really?
Was this 1992?
Is this the PS4?
I was going to say, are these games making a comeback?
Yeah, dude, it is. It rivals Super Mario Kart. because obviously Mario Kart's only for Nintendo.
Oh,
if you have
shit.
PS4 or Xbox, dude, it is so much fun. You get people together, 4-way play.
Dude, yeah. I remember playing Crash Bandicoot Racing when I was younger.
Crash Bandicoot was the fucking shit.
Yeah, that was the titties. That was great.
Yeah, there's that one. Like Mario Kart was fucking sick too. There's the other one too. It's Smash Bros. How they made like a version of that for PS4 or Xbox?
No, it's still only like GameCube.
That's probably in the mix for sure.
Man, shit, Smash Bros. Man, like I remember my like spare. I don't know you guys call your like. Do you guys even have that like a 5th year in high school down in the States? I don't know if you guys do. It's just 4 years, right? So
we
Canada,
we call that getting held back.
Yeah, so for us, it's like an option year. It's called like a victory lap year. But yeah, so like if you want to stay like an extra year, or most guys do. Like in my case, I like stayed to play like an extra year of ball, and like some people do use it for that and to get their marks up. But man, I used to have like 2 classes like the entire year, and like the rest of that, I went to our fucking like staff room and just crushed Smash Bros. With like a few of my friends. It was insane.
Dude, that's amazing.
That's the coolest thing. Like,
why don't we live in
Canada?
Canada?
That Canada is superior to us.
Yeah, man.
Like
Canada has its quirk, boys. I'm telling you.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
We gotta make a trek soon.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You guys have a spot to stay if you ever do.
How far is Toronto?
Appreciate
like
that.
From Pittsburgh?
From Chicago.
Chi-town.
Like 8 to 10 hours.
Chicago. 6. Oh,
it's not that bad. I was gonna say like 6 hours, 6 to 8.
No. So from where I'm from, like growing up, London would be about 6. Toronto would probably be around 8.
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have to drive all the way down towards. We have to head west towards the Detroit border. Yeah.
All right. So from where we're at to Pittsburgh is about 8 hours, and from where we're at to you is about 8 hours.
They're perfect.
Oh wait,
you're
talking driving? I was talking flying a plane.
Oh no, okay, flying a plane. That's like an hour flight.
Oh,
just like
a fucking plane.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. Yeah, fuck. I'm sorry, dude. I'm trying to save my money here, man. I'm not.
No, I'm talking on Mike.
How we gonna bring back pounds of legal marijuana?
That's true. Or all the maple syrup.
I don't know how you're gonna get that
maple syrup
through the border. Just pounds of weed over the border, just smuggling drugs and talking about it on a podcast.
You said you would sit on it.
Well, I'll do what it takes.
Do what it takes, man.
I'll do what it takes. All right. So Grey Cup is coming up next week, 11:54. Tiger Cats and Blue Bombers. Why don't I have the cities with those? Where are these guys from?
So Hamilton is who you're thinking of, and the other one is Winnipeg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you had your choice, which team would you rather play? Which one's the?
So who's worse?
Yeah, who's worse or who's better?
It's funny.
Which one would you want to play?
So you guys, fuck, man. I talked about this with like a few like radio stations, and I was trashing on the Tiger Cats so bad last week just because Toronto and Hamilton is a huge rivalry, right? So we don't like each other, and but they are good. I gotta give them some respect. They swept this season series against us like 3-0, so I'll give them their respect. But then, so our 4 wins this season, we beat Ottawa 3 times. Ottawa was horrible. They're worse than us, obviously, and then we beat Winnipeg, which is kind of like a surprise win because we were actually losing 20-0 that game and came back to win. Damn, and I think even when we came back to the locker room, everyone's like, "What the fuck? How do we get that win?" I still don't understand how we got that win and how they blew that lead, but that's neither here or there. Man, I really trashed on Hamilton last week. But
I fucking love that.
I picked Edmonton, so Edmonton was the crossover team from the West that played Hamilton in the East final.
The Eskimos.
And exactly. So the Eskimos, and I had a lot of former teammates, and I think I was thinking a lot with my heart, not really with my head, because I have a lot of former teammates that I've won the Grey Cup with in Edmonton when we were in Ottawa.
Doing that.
Right. So, but they have a good team though. So I'm like, you know what? This is good. Like they're kind of like that like underdog, kind of like dark horse, and I think that they can go in there and beat them, kind of thing. Like they had that chip on their shoulder. Like everyone was kind of counting them out. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck Hamilton. I think they're actually gonna like lose this game. And Hamilton just fucking beat the wheels off of them completely. Like it wasn't like it wasn't close. It wasn't close. It was like 40. It was like 36-16. But like it was not close at all. Hamilton had them at bay from the start to finish. But
it's tough.
They used what you said about them as motivation.
Yeah, but like I don't want to, man. But playing Winnipeg has a good team too. I just think Hamilton and all 3 phases right now, man, they look really solid. And especially with their their starter. Actually, you guys might have heard of him. He played at Oregon. Jeremiah Masoli.
I don't follow college myself.
Okay. Well, he was like a bigger. Yeah, he was big time in at Oregon, like in the early 2000s. And so he's Hamilton started. Now they had this other guy named Dane Evans, and I thought, playoffs, being in that spotlight might have been too big for him in that moment. And fuck, the guy threw 3 or 4 touchdowns over 300 yards and just completely shoved his fucking foot down my throat. So,
damn,
yeah,
hate to see it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick Hamilton. I think Hamilton's going to win the Grey Cup this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
What day of the week is that? 24th.
I gotta throw some money on that. That's not considered
Sunday.
Sunday. That's this upcoming Sunday.
This upcoming Sunday, and in Calgary, so it's gonna be fucking cold. Bet your sweet ass, it's gonna be like -20.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, out west, man. Right now it's cold as fuck.
No, Celsius.
Yeah, how cold that'd be.
Hey, Michael, you betting this game or what?
I was gonna say, can I throw some money on that or what?
Dude, I'm sure
I'm gonna check Bovada right now.
Yeah, but yeah, be on there. Yeah. I mean, that's just my bet, guys. I mean, you do what you want. I don't want to be in charge of what happens here.
Bet the house on it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is that
fucking
insider
put
trading?
$5,000 on the game. That's how confident I am.
Zach told me to put $5,000 on the house, or put the house on the game.
You know what? We're joking about it, but you're probably gonna be right, and we could have been up a lot of money.
Fuck.
I'm literally gonna bet on it right now if I can.
Oh, me too. I'm looking at CFL. Yep, found it.
There you go.
I wonder if we get that game on TV here.
Probably. I think it's what's the American channel? I think it's ESPN3 or Plus, one of those two.
Ooh, I got Plus.
So we have to pay for those extra.
Of course you do. Fuck yeah. That's why Americans are in uproar over here. Fucking trying to get on national
just
television.
That's up the board. Jesus Christ.
You just
here we go. I got it.
Oh man. All right.
So you said we're going with Hamilton?
I'm gonna say Hamilton for that one.
They're favored -3.
It's all right. -3 though. That's still close enough. I still think they're gonna have it, man. Winnipeg's just.
I'm gonna hammer the -3 for you right here. I won a $60 parlay last night, so I'm
fucking. There we go, man. You're gonna heat it right now. You got to keep it going.
Gotta win. You mentioned, your Toronto team, a lot of injuries this season. Let's talk Steelers football here. A lot of injuries on the Steelers as well. Fucking, I don't know if you've been watching the games.
Buddy, I have.
Yeah? Okay, yeah. Perfect.
You don't have to pay extra to watch American football, do you?
No. We get CBS, we get all the channels. Fox. We get Fox. I know.
We have to pay extra to watch
No one wants to watch Canadian channels. Come on. You guys actually give a shit about CFL football? Fuck off.
See,
I would
watch
watch
it.
Thing.
I know.
People that do want to watch it have to pay for it.
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like you can watch
church services on TV all the time. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, put the CFL on. But yeah, a lot of fucking injuries, man. I don't even know where to start on this list. Juju, Deontay Johnson.
He's bleeding from the ear.
Can someone, before we actually dive into it, they signed Dante Moncrief in the offseason, right? For actually like a decent chunk of change. What has been his issue lately? I know he dropped some balls at the start of the year, but you invest that much money in a guy, you gotta figure he's gonna snap out of it. Like he's a veteran. Like it's probably a good buy to have around Rudolph too. It's like sitting him out and paying him is probably not doing him any good or the team any good.
Yeah.
No, and I mean that's a great question. It's like we were all. I'll speak for all three of us. We were all super excited when they first signed him. We were like, all right, there we go. That's that. He'll be with Juju. He'll cause a distraction, and he had like 4 catches out of 11 attempts, and the rest were drops, and 2 of them turned into picks.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, or like use him somehow to kind of maybe work his way back in the lineup. Kind of what they did with like Hayward Bay, like when they first signed him. Like he wasn't like right, like and then he became like a special teams ace.
Yeah, DHB.
Yeah.
Well, and
something
I don't
that.
think I feel like they used Moncrief or gave him more opportunities than they gave Hayward Bay.
Yeah.
On offense.
Definitely. Definitely.
I wanted to see DHB streaking down the field or giving like a slot shake. I want to see something. He's good. He's got good talent, and same with Moncrief. Yeah. I do believe Moncrief still. I mean, he's a good receiver.
Oh, and like he's like shown enough over the years that he can still complement. He can be like a number 2-3 guy, right?
Yeah,
so that's what I don't understand.
You just said years, and the problem is in the weeks that we've seen him this year. Man, I feel like I could do what he did.
I know. That's what I think, though. Do you guys think that maybe the like the coaching staff is maybe giving up on him like a bit too soon? I mean, like sure, like he had a lot of drops. He hasn't been playing that well, but I mean he could easily turn that around with one great game and get the confidence back.
Yeah, and I think part of it too doesn't help that we lost our wide receiver coach unexpectedly.
Yeah,
and yeah, which sucks. And then you lose Big Ben, and I think those are big factors. Where like, dude, we're having a good rotation of wide receivers this year. It's not the same core every week.
I think if they had a full healthy squad, it would have been a different story. You can keep him around more. Maybe if Ben's the quarterback and you're finding other receivers, like it's not that big a deal that he's not producing. But when you need him to come in and produce, like that's why we got him specifically. And he's a veteran guy and he's been through it. Like you expect him to produce. I understand letting him go and cutting him. But you're right. Like maybe work him in on special teams a little bit, get his confidence up. I don't know.
Yeah, something. Especially right now, like they need help there, right? And I mean, all it takes is one game to kind of get the confidence back, and the rest kind of takes care of itself.
I mean, and I'm just thinking, Ty, you said like when we have a healthy squad, if everybody on the roster is healthy, Dante Moncrief's not in my starting roster.
Right.
Like I will say I think he's a great asset to a team. He's a solid player, but if Deontay Johnson is healthy, if James Washington is healthy, if Johnny Holton is healthy, if Juju's healthy, Vanette, McDonald, Connor, Samuel, like Moncrief, maybe we'll see on special teams, but like that's like you said about your season, Zach. Injuries, man. You can't predict them. You can only do so much with them. And it fucking sucks.
It does.
And I'm not sure how this plays in directly because I didn't dig into it too much. But when they cut him, whatever it was, like a week or two ago,
he's not even on the squad anymore.
Yeah. They I know the Steelers get a third round draft pick out of it. It's like compass, like I forgot what they called it, but it's like. It's what we got like Le'Veon Bell or something. Like we get that third round draft pick and we don't lose it because I think we would have lost it if we would have kept Moncrief on. So I think maybe it came down to like we are options.
It's
like
more of a strategic.
Do we keep this guy or do we take a third round draft pick and maybe draft another guy?
Yeah, hopefully find like a diamond in the rough kind of deal. Yeah.
Well, and. I mean, you can't count that out. AB was a 6th round guy, wasn't he?
Of course, yeah. I mean, you don't find too many guys of his kind of talent in the 6th round, but you're right though. I mean, 3rd, 4th round is,
prime pickings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Deshaun Watson was I think he was drafted in like the 4th round. So yeah, there's definitely some studs still in those middle rounds for sure.
Fucking Mitch bitch was drafted before him and Mahomes.
Wasn't Juju like a third round draft pick?
2nd, I think.
Second out of USC.
Yeah.
But
I love that the Bears. I love that the Bears took Mitchell Trubisky over both Deshaun and Mahomes.
Did you read the article?
Not only did they just select him ahead of them,
they traded up.
They traded up.
Yeah.
To get a QB out of North Carolina.
It's kind of a reach, with the guy. You know what? And it's kind of like it is. I don't know if it's still early. It's still kind of in that weird phase. Maybe he can turn around, but it's kind of what the Giants did. Like, I don't think they traded up, but it's when they drafted Daniel Jones, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And I think it's just based off of his stature.
Yep.
Obviously, like mechanics, all that stuff, and maybe he can be a great QB too. Trubisky, though, I mean, he did okay. I mean, last year he wasn't like stellar, was he? I think he had a really good defense, and he managed the ball well.
He did better last year than he has this season.
Oh no, but I mean, like he wasn't putting up like
eye-popping
saying
much,
numbers.
But still, yeah.
I mean, if he didn't have that Bears defense from last year, do you think he would have got them into the playoffs?
Absolutely.
No. Plus they had Jordan Howard, running the ball like crazy.
Relief, it takes a lot of relief off him.
Well, I know this isn't a Bears podcast, but in fantasy last season, I had Tariq Cohen, who fucking killed it. They utilized that man like Eagles did primetime Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
This season, Tariq Cohen was a free agent until last week when Alex picked him up. Like,
Yep, and he did wonders for me.
So, I don't think Mitch is good at all. I think it's more to it. It's not just Mitch. It's something's going on there.
I think he's one of those guys. I think that you have to kind of groom him more. You know what I mean? He's not a guy. Obviously, when they drafted him in the first overall, whatever it was, second overall, I forget.
Second, yeah.
That was a reach. I mean, that guy at best, I think, is like a third or fourth round pick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you kind of groom him. Have some. He has to set aside someone for a good. I think 2 seasons, 3 seasons before he eventually has a shot. Yeah. Right. And then same thing with like Tariq Cohen. I mean, I think the reason why he had the year last year is because like what you said about Howard. Like I think he was a good complimentary back, but I don't know if he'll ever be like a true number one.
No.
He's not a guy who's going to run in between tackles, right? He's going to catch those screens, bounce it outside, but not as a 3-down back, no.
Yeah, and it doesn't help
just like the Steelers, you got to establish the run game, and you do that and with that you establish the passing game, but there is no passing game. David Montgomery is a trash running back this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's like just their whole offense all cylinders are just dead.
It doesn't help for Mitchell that he sat behind Mike Lennon, and the other guy he had to lean on was Mark Sanchez. Like,
that's rough.
If only he had Rex Grossman.
Oh, God.
Or Jim Miller, even better yet.
Yeah, no shit. Rex Grossman, I forgot about that guy.
Man, the Bears need QBs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of shitty quarterbacks,
where are you going
I don't know why.
Guy?
My buddy at work today was listening to Barstool Radio, whatever, and some guy who's like the biggest Jameis Winston fan called in and gave his argument for why Jameis is a great quarterback. My buddy literally put together an Excel spreadsheet at work of all the quarterback stats and did pivot tables for all sorts of different categories to show that Jameis Winston is top 5 quarterback in the league. So I just want to read some numbers.
What does your buddy do for work that he had the time to put all that together?
Pretty much the opposite end of what you...
Is he a punter in the CFL?
It's me, guys. It was me. Anonymous.
No shade. I'm sorry.
We're pretty slow at work usually. So get this. Air yards per completion. Number 1, Brandon Allen. Number 2, Matt Stafford. Number 3, Jameis Winston with 8.2 yards per completion. Okay?
Okay, that's tough to take in at first. All right.
Yards per attempt. Not per completion, but per attempt. Matt Stafford, number 1. Dak Prescott, number 2. Ryan Tannehill, number 3. Russell Wilson, 4. And Jameis Winston, 5 with 4.9 yards per attempt.
All those QBs has to be in that category.
Tannehill's in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Drop percentage.
We'll see the trends.
Drop percentage. Number 1, gonna love this. Ben Roethlisberger, the most drop percentage with 11 for one.
That's bullshit. You need to have a minimum pass attempts in there. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Big Ben didn't even play this season.
I'm just reading you the numbers here, all right?
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Jameis Winston.
I don't like your buddy.
3.9.
Okay. So number 1 is 11, and number 2 is 3.
Yep. Player hits. Jameis has been hit the most at 30, or second most at 38.
Number 1 is Deshaun.
It'd be Ben, wouldn't it?
No. Daniel Jones, 42.
Deshaun Watson gets sacked on every play.
Literally every play.
Wait, sorry. Are these just 2019 stats, or just over the course of 5 years?
I think this is
2019.
Yeah.
Because you said Kyle Allen in the first one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. The Carolina guy. Yeah.
Yards, as far as it's correlated to your age. Sam Darnold.
Stat. What?
I know. Just weird stats, man. Sam Darnold, number 1, 22 years old, 1,600 yards. Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, middle of the pack there, but he's only 25 years old. He's been in the league 4 years already, I think. 5, maybe.
Yeah, 4 years ago, he was stealing crab legs.
That's the end of my data. So
those are some weird ass stats, man. I mean, I guess I'll go first. I think Jameis Winston, like he is promising. I think when you look at him throw the ball, like he throws the heck out of a ball, man, and he looks good. But I just think when it comes down, how many games has that guy given up? When when the going gets tough, when push comes to shove, that guy fucking collapses every time, dude. He throws a pick. Even the game in like the London game, he looked so bad, and I think that was maybe the second time I watched him this year, but just from years past, man. I mean, he makes some plays where some games he looks so damn dominant. I'm like, man, if this guy can just duplicate that and then, you know what I mean, like do it 3, 4, 5 times or just be consistent, he'd be a top 5 QB, no problem. But it's like it's a different guy each week. You don't know what you're gonna get from him, and it's not like they haven't tried to give him like, they haven't tried to bolster up like his like wide core. Like they signed Deshaun Jackson like 2 years ago. They have Mike Evans.
He has two of the best receivers in the NFL right now, in Chris Godwin and Mike Evans.
Chris Godwin, yeah, exactly.
The best receiver in the NFL right now. That's crazy.
And Mike Evans has to be number 2 right behind him.
And great tight ends too. Who's that tight end they have?
OJ Howard.
Not OJ Howard, the other one. Cameron Brate.
OJ Howard fucking blows a wiener.
Yeah, he does.
Cameron Brate's solid though, man. He's a very underrated tight end.
Absolutely. And
that's what I mean. So it's not the guy that doesn't have targets.
Jenkins
he has
or something.
Yeah.
Or Sarkins Jenkins. Like that.
And they actually have a French Canadian guy too, Anthony Auclair.
Oh wow!
Shout out him.
Shout out him.
So here comes the question.
Really quick. Oh, I wanted to pitch in my sense about that. The
All
quarterbacks that you mentioned.
Go ahead.
The quarterbacks that I'm thinking of that you mentioned are Jameis, Stafford, and Tannehill. If you put any 3 of those quarterbacks on the Steelers or the Packers or the Saints or solid teams, I think those Daniel Jones as well. I think those quarterbacks would succeed.
Dude, Teddy Bridgewater went undefeated in the absence of Drew Brees. Yeah, it could be done.
Well, Teddy Bridgewater is a good I would say he's a good quarterback.
He's a great quarterback.
I wouldn't say great. I would say good.
Put him on the Titans. Does he succeed?
I think he does.
What do you define as succeed?
I think not. Just like the quarterbacks that you mentioned, Ty, Tannehill, fucking Jameis, Daniel, they're not succeeding because of the fucking circus that they're leading.
Right.
If you put them on a solid team, they're going to fucking succeed because they are a good quarterback.
I agree.
They just need good people surrounding them. That's like you going out trying to throw a 10-yard slant to a trash can. He's not going to catch it.
Well, I'm a great quarterback, and I get it in the trash can.
I think he would improve that spot play for the Titans, though. I don't know if he would win games. I think he would get better.
I think he would.
Oh yeah. I'm just playing hypotheticals here.
Yeah.
Devil's advocate.
But and before you guys, whoever else wants to comment on Winston, I just think with him overall as a piece right now, I think with how good he is, I think time's starting to run out of the excuses. Like you had a few coaches fired. He has Bruce Arians, who's one of the best offensive-minded coaches in the league. I mean, and it's still the same old Jameis. And it's like, if how many times are you gonna surround him with great coaches, great players before you realize maybe he's the problem?
Yeah, stealing crab legs and shit. So here begs the question: who would you rather have as your quarterback, Jameis Winston or Mitchell Trubisky?
Jameis Winston.
I agree with that.
James Winston.
100%.
Yeah.
I have a question. And this is kind of what I was getting at. Who would you rather have as a Steelers quarterback? Mason Rudolph or Jameis Winston, Ryan Tannehill, fucking Daniel Jones, Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Said no, I'm saying you pick the field or you pick Mason Rudolph.
Oh, fuck,
you
dude.
pick the field every time. If you don't, you're stupid.
Yeah. I mean, listen, and Michael, like you've been saying, Mason was fine up until the point where he got injured. Ever since he's come back from his injury,
good.
He looked great. And after that, it's like the wheels fell off.
100%.
Obviously, you're gonna come back different after a hit like that. But
the game against, and I understand. Sorry to cut you off. I think it was Miami. Was that his first game back?
Yeah, when he threw 2 picks and they were down 14-0 in the first quarter.
Right,
yeah.
But second half, I think he started settling more. I think, you know, he also came back from that injury. I think and everyone could tell, obviously, he's a bit hesitant throwing the ball. I think he just needed to take those first few shots to kind of finally get settled back in the game and get back into rhythm.
He even said that, too.
Yeah.
He's like, I need that hit to get me back.
Which makes sense. He got fucking obliterated by Earl Thomas, right?
Yeah.
So, and then even last game, like first half, absolute dog shit. Not just him, the whole offense as a whole. But then, you know, again, like if you look at his stats, they weren't that bad for what he's working with right now. Like, it's just the consistency, and it's like I understand like a lot of those yards, like sometimes they might come in like the garbage minutes of the game where the defense is maybe they're not really focused in and kind of backing off a little bit. So he just needs to find that consistency from start to finish. And I mean, I don't expect him to be anywhere near Big Ben, but I think he can still be potentially the guy going forward after Ben's done.
Yeah, I agree.
And I want to say too with that. Sorry, Ty, but
go ahead.
So far through their first 7 starts or however many Mason has, he and Ben have almost identical numbers through their first 7 or 8 starts.
Yeah,
the only difference,
and it's like 8 games, dude. It's so fucking like 8 games is early.
Yes,
and like you said, Zach, with what he's dealing with, not only what he's dealing with, but the Steelers are dealing with. You have your 3 receivers down, your running backs are in and out. Like, come on.
I think if you put a healthy team around him, he thrives.
Yes.
The fact there are so many injuries, all of your star players have been injured at one point in time, some multiple times already this season. Yeah, the fact that we're 1 game under 500 with the circumstances we've been in is fucking a miracle.
No, they're at 500.
No, they're 5-6, aren't they? 6-6.
No, that's your fantasy record.
Oh yeah.
No, I think it is 5-6, aren't they?
No, they're 5-5.
Are you sure? Oh, you're right. They are 5-5. You're right. Yeah, my bad. You're right.
5-5. Okay, so they're 500. There you go.
Yeah.
Even better yet.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what?
And they started 1-4.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know how you guys feel about this, but even going back to like the Paul Malu days, I think this is the best secondary I've ever seen in my lifetime that I've ever seen for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
100%.
Like Ike Taylor was good. I didn't mind Deshae Townsend either. They were good, but man, these guys are balling right now. And that pick for Minka Fitzpatrick, Jesus Christ.
He's got 5 of them.
Dude, I already asked for a Minka Fitzpatrick jersey for Christmas. I might have to get a Marquise Pouncey one to go with it.
Yeah.
Minka is currently tied for the lead in interceptions.
Yep, 5.
I believe
5.
it. And dude, the defense as a whole this year, we keep saying it over and over. We probably sound like a broken record, but the edge rushers and Bud Dupree and TJ Watt, who's now hurt, as it turns out, he got hurt last game, I think. I mean, the edge rushers, the secondary, Steve Nelson, although he was getting burned by Odell Beckham last game.
He got burned on the first play.
My God.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And
could you guys imagine, too, if frickin' Shazier was in the lineup? Oh, my Lord.
Unbelievable.
Shazier's in the lineup. I don't think we draft
healthy or
right. I'm just saying, though, but just hypothetically, if somehow they got Bush,
right.
my God.
But actually, I take that back. We still draft Devin Bush. We don't sign Mark Barron.
Yeah.
Listen, dude, people online they love Mark Barron, whatever reason. They're all over Twitter like he's such a good addition to this team. I don't know what the fuck they're watching. He has been the worst player on the Steelers defense. Period. He has a lot of tackles. He does well tackling, but in coverage, which it really matters, he can't do it. He's terrible. Yeah. But that's
slow,
why
man.
Yeah.
For every one good play he makes 9 bad ones.
He has a lot of. That's a thing. Like a lot of those tackles are falling in his lap.
Yeah.
Or how about that touchdown he let up where he wasn't even looking at the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Terrell Edmonds too been a little.
We lost the game against Seattle because of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Ty, I got a question for you. Are you happy about the addition to the Steelers made to their 53-man roster today?
I know you are. Who are they saying? Tazar Skipper back for like the 5th fucking time?
No. Cam Sutton's the one that keep dropping. Well, yeah, I guess yeah. Skipper.
They should drop Skipper like 3 times by now.
I know.
Wait, they dropped Cam Sutton for Skipper?
No.
No.
That was earlier in the year.
Son Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I was like, no, we should not be dropping.
No.
Because Steelers Fangirl posted about it, how Son Smith got signed for 1 week, made $8,000, and then he got dropped, and then he re-signed him the next week.
Oh God.
Could you imagine making $8,000 in a week?
Yeah. What the
fuck?
Yeah.
We also signed Quadri Henderson back.
Yeah.
Did we actually? I saw a rumor, or I saw something about that.
Yeah.
Well, we also dropped Tony. Was it Tony Brooks?
Yep. And J. Rowan Elliott and Tony Brooks James.
Speaking of RBU, hail to Pitt, Quadrennial Allison got his first touchdown for the Falcons this week.
Sure did.
Ooh.
Sure did.
Yes, sir.
Back to his defense quick, though. Joe Hayden's been phenomenal, but like you said, and Zach, we've been talking about it since it happened. Fucking the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade was the best trade the Steelers ever could have possibly done. All the people out there that said it's not worth a first-round pick that could potentially be a top 10 pick can go fuck themselves, because this is the best thing that's ever happened to the Steelers defense.
And here's my thought on that, too. I feel like if they didn't pick him up, Steelers have been, I feel like the past few years drafting someone in the back end in the first round anyway. So at this, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been the exact same thing, and it probably would have been a guy that you're not unsure of, right?
Nope.
Like
coming
a
out of
Jarvis
college
Jones.
this way, and this way you have a guy who went to Alabama, played for Miami. He's had a great career so far. His resume speaks for itself. You might as well, it was worth it. And look what he's been doing. He's been the best player on that defense.
And
people are saying we robbed the Dolphins. We only
did.
gave 1 first-round pick.
Yep. And at first,
Like the way he's playing is like, I'm giving you 2 first-round picks, a 5th, and a 7th.
Oh, dude, he's killing it. Yeah, he is thriving in that defense right now.
I love it. Him and
what were you
Devin
saying,
Bush.
Tappy?
Yeah,
Well,
sorry,
say that-
yeah, I cut you off.
No, you're good. At first, like, I know everyone was saying, like, yo, if this doesn't work out, the Steelers are going to end up giving up top 10 draft pick. It's looking like it's in the high teens now. So
Yeah.
I mean, if it ends today, Steelers essentially give up a 17th or 18th round pick, first round draft pick. I'm cool with that.
I'm fucking cool with that. I'm cool if it's like a top 10 pick overall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, for real. Whether it's the 7th pick or the 17th pick, I'm not thinking about the pick. We got Minkah.
23 years old. $5
got
million
100
owed on his rookie contract.
Yep.
Worth it.
What? That's stupid.
Yeah, worth it.
Meaning stupid good.
$5
million?
Let's talk these receivers though, real quick. We talked. Juju's hurt. Deontay Johnson's hurt. We need help at the wide receiver slot. They signed a couple. We signed Quadri Henderson, some other receiver I've never heard of. Is it time that they give Eli Rogers a look? And Terrell Pryor, hometown kid, wants to be a Steeler.
No.
You don't like it, huh?
Wait,
No.
I think the 3 of us want Terrell. So, Zach, let's hear why you don't.
Why? Why do you guys want Terrell Pryor? What has he done?
Recently, nothing.
Exactly. And there's a reason for that. The guy's a hell of an athlete, man. Fuck, the guy was a QB. He was a wideout. I feel like he's had multiple opportunities to be a wideout. I mean, granted, I know he played New York. He's played in Washington. He was in Oakland. Maybe he wasn't in the Cleveland. Maybe he wasn't in the best spot and having like the best, But now he be coming to a situation where he got, kind of similar in Mason Rudolph, where he's not going to have, Big Ben throwing in the ball. He's still going to have a guy who's he's trying to still figure out his own identity right now, right? And like, maybe he could help. I don't know. He's a good athlete. He's tall. He's very rangy. It's a risk. I mean, maybe not so much as a risk. Maybe not, because he's obviously at this point in his career not going to get that much money. Like, he might get a fair deal, but I don't know. I just don't think he's someone you really go for right now. I mean, I don't really know who else is out there, but
Des Bryant.
No.
Well,
no.
I would sign Des Bryant.
No. It's like San Antonio Brown. The head case.
I was going to say, the
He's not
reason that
gonna
I
be good
want
for that locker room.
Terrell Pryor so bad is because out of Des Bryant, AB, and Terrell Pryor is the one that wants to fucking play for the Steelers and just play the game. He said on his Instagram he would take the minimum. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care about the money. He wants to play for his hometown team and bring a championship back. We all know that he cannot bring a championship back to Pittsburgh. But a guy that wants to be on the field and be in the black and gold and fucking do what he can, super admirable.
Well, and you got to figure out what kind of
anything like that.
Right. No, that's true. But what kind of shape is he in? Like, I assume obviously he's been working out. But I mean, it's not like one of those things where you bring him to training camp and he has to shake off the rust for the first few games. Like, he has to come in and make an immediate impact. And
yeah,
and plus he has to learn a new whole playbook over again. Like that's going to take time.
Yeah.
Unless he's been playing Madden and studying the playbook like I do.
True. Yeah, that's true.
In case I ever get the call, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You could be a front office guy, Michael. You know the playbook front and back.
Ready figures out, you're in.
I was going to say, he's 30 years old right now.
Yeah.
And
the guy's a hell of an athlete. If I'm the Steelers, I'd find someone who maybe has like ties to like the team, maybe someone who's worked under the OC,
like Eli
Rogers.
Yeah, that's the thing. I actually was going to bring up his name too. I wasn't sure if he was a free agent or not. What his deal is? Is he a free agent right now?
Oh yeah, he's
unfortunately the Steelers let him go.
Yeah, which I don't understand.
Yeah, he was a nice little safety valve for the Steelers.
Yeah,
like third down and short, like he made some clutch catches.
Yeah, well, instead we decided to keep Mitch Trubisky's best friend, Ryan Switzer.
Yeah.
You know not working.
Ryan Switzer. He was the. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that bad.
Yeah, he's not that bad, but it's more like a fucking brick.
He's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, except without all the tools.
You can do a little bit of everything.
Dude. Okay, I like Ryan.
I think we all
like him.
I think we all like him.
No, not even just personally. I like him as a football player too.
So do I.
No, so do I.
Dude, last year was great, but this year, I mean, I think to be fair,
he needs Ben.
Dude, he does, and I feel like all these wide receivers aren't really showing, their best. Their best is it's tough.
No one's on the fucking same page out there. Everyone's in their fucking it's a disaster.
Say we can attribute that to the inconsistency. We've seen the inconsistency with the punt returns. Everyone's switching out left and right.
Yeah.
When the offense comes in the field, you don't know if it's going to be Washington, Holton, Johnson, Juju, like Vanette, McDonald. Like, what the fuck is happening?
So we don't have a fullback anymore.
So let me ask you then, in the midst of all these changes on the offensive end, a lot of people calling for maybe Hodges to start next game. A lot of people were calling for him to enter last game.
Stupid.
For entering last game, absolutely. You don't pull Mason
the dumbest thing ever.
A game that close when he knows what he's doing for the most part. I mean, yeah, he's not.
You know what though? I agree. I wouldn't have started him or anything for this upcoming game, but at halftime I was so annoyed with the game that I thought, you know what? If I'm the coach, if Mason Rudolph has another two, maybe 3 series, and if he doesn't move for at least 2 first downs, I wouldn't mind putting Hodges in a game at that point. Like, we have to lose.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good point. Right.
No, and I get that thought for sure, but it's like, what is it? I saw a meme or not. It was like, don't make a permanent decision based on a temporary.
I think it would just be for that game, right? Just you need to kind of shake things up. Maybe just this little change for that game, and then the week going forward, Mason Rudolph's still my guy.
Right.
Wouldn't it be nice if we could do that, but with like the OC? Like, hey, you get out of here for the next 8 minutes, and we're gonna have somebody else come in and call plays.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stage, Benjamin Roethlisberger.
You want
God, they're missing him. Yeah, they are missing him right now.
But for real, so you mentioned Hodges, and I'm all for Hodges. I mean, fuck it. If we're 5-5, the Ravens have the division in the bag. We'll see how the wild card goes. But Devlin Hodges has the best rating as a quarterback on the Steelers this year.
In Madden?
You think that he would be on my Madden squad, bro?
you have literally Yao Ming on your Madden squad. So yeah,
it's because he's
There
a
we go.
97.
Would it be Yao Ming as your tight end?
No,
In
he's
the
a
red
free
zone?
safety.
Maybe a freak in the end zone.
No,
Or
he's a free
red
safety.
zone. Oh, free safety. There you go. Jesus. Just winning all those jump balls. Those underthrown jump balls.
No, it's very side note. All of this, we have a bunch of random players in the Madden League, but all of these attributes and like characteristics are spot on. So Yao Ming, he's super tall, but he's super slow. His hand-eye's not that great. His catching's not that great. His tackling's not that great. He's just super tall.
Yeah.
like Yao Ming is.
But he's a body.
Could you imagine like a Yao Ming like Madden stat? It'd be like fucking the guy's like 7 feet tall, and his speed would have to be like what, like 20?
36.
36.
Honestly,
I think that's too
I
nice.
think it's at 38.
I think 30 would be fair.
38.
I think it's at 38 right now.
Oh, I think that's generous.
Yeah, that is generous.
Dude, he would turn just as fast as DK Metcalf turns.
Dude, his knees would explode if you're trying to laterally turn to break on a ball.
As soon as he jumps for a ball in the end zone, both of his legs disappear.
Just gone. That's it.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Back
do you
to it really quick? Hodges, he's 22 of 29 on the season. 200
pretty
yards.
good. It's pretty good.
He's good. He's good, but
do you give him the start next
2 games?
Dude, you know, Duck's my guy, but you have to ride with Mason because Mason's.
Do you?
We have to ride with him because, like the Bears, we also traded up to get him.
Yeah.
I don't.
So until his contract's up, until Ben's dead, we have to ride with Mason.
Dude, and honestly, the next game, I wouldn't mind
I'm not
a little bit of
upset with
Hodges.
that.
Yeah, at least you know what, if
game?
they make like a certain package for him to get him like involved, you know, because at this point like there's no clear cut like one. I know it's been Mason Rudolph, but even if you can involve him, I think that could help the Steelers offense going forward. Because there's not really any game tape of Hodges other than that game where he came in relief against Baltimore. Oh, right, I guess against LA too. Sorry.
Like the Saints do with Hill and Breeze, kind of just bring in Hodges during a random snap and maybe do like a reverse deal and fucking bomb it deep.
Exactly.
Well,
and man, I'm sweating just thinking about it.
That's the thing. Look at the teams that are, the top 5 this year. The fucking Ravens. I don't know, the Patriots. I don't know who else is up there. The Chiefs.
The Saints.
Their offensive scheme is always so different. They have different types of packages that, that work for other different types of players on the team, and they work around that. The Steelers literally have one package on offense,
coaching.
And it's you run a slant route, and then you just check down to the running back for a 2-yard dump off. Like, it's not working. And to succeed in this league, you need to switch it up.
What was our best game this year offensively, I would say, against...
We were running the Wildcat against the Bengals.
It sucks. It's against the 0-10 Bengals.
Yeah.
But it's because I would like to say that they only won that large of a deficit because they switched up their fucking offensive schemes. Look at against the Dolphins. We were talking, Zach. You said Rudolph looked piss poor after the first quarter. It's 14-0. Second half, he turned it on. They killed it. But still, that win was nothing.
No, especially against a team like that, yeah.
We watched the Ravens fucking bend over the Dolphins and the Bengals and show them the 50 states. And then we play them, and it's like, hey, this is a pretty close match. It's a division.
You should have won that game. Do you guys remember that game right before overtime? I believe the Steelers still had the lead by 3. And I think it was Vince Williams got called for roughing the fucking passer. And he tackled him around the waist, and they did call for hitting him low. I'm like, that ruined everything, man. And obviously Juju fumbling in overtime, but that call, because then, Tucker's going to make all of those kicks. If you get him in range, he's going to cash in on most of them.
He did miss one this week.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. It was I think it was an extra point. Or no, it was a...
No, 48.
48.
But that was his first miss within 50 this season. He was 17 of 17.
Yeah, and the thing is, that guy's only missed one PAT in his career. In his career, he's been playing for 7 years right now.
And honestly, in my Madden season. We're in 2025. He's still
Here we
my
go
kicker.
again. Here we go
He
again.
always mix it up.
No,
Always
I
with
mean,
men.
he's made it this far. He's still going in 2025. It's just like you said, Zach.
All right, could you go back, play the beginning of that Madden game, and tell me how Adam Vinatieri plays out the next 7 years?
Oh God, his power is like 30.
I'll tell you what. I'll see if he's still in the league.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No,
Okay.
but for real, Zach, what you're saying? You said you're a Steelers fan,
Yeah.
right? All of their losses to the Niners, the Seahawks, the Patriots. Well, fuck the Patriots. That was a bad one. The Ravens. They were all within 5 points.
Yeah.
Like,
we all know this. Like their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. It just if the offense is able to be competent for the most part, at least a
little bit
more than half a game, like 3/4 of the game, like they're going to be like last drive of the game. They're going to have a chance. If they're not winning, they're going to be right there every week. I don't care if it's the Patriots. Even the Ravens, I'm like Ravens do have a good team. I'm not really sold on them, honestly. Even like Seattle too. Again, that's another game I thought the Steelers could have won that one too.
Yeah,
Mark Barron.
Mark fucking Barron.
Yeah, obviously things are different now just because of the injuries, and it's like you keep adding to that. Now it's like fuck. If they had another wideout who went down against Cleveland last week, I would not be shocked that they're going to start taking guys from, like the defense playing both sides of the ball.
Zach, I'll fucking put in a petition. You try out for them as a receiver.
How are your hands?
Literally. Like, they need all the help they can get.
Yeah.
Dude, Cam Sutton was returning punt returns.
Dude, fucking Tony Brooks returned the opening kickoff.
Who the fuck is... I mean, I know who that is, but for real, like we
I know.
said, with the inconsistency, like...
And we dropped them.
Stick somebody back there.
We dropped him. Yeah.
Let them run.
Yeah. So we got to talk about what happened at the end of the game on Thursday here. I mean, it's all over fucking Twitter. It's literally split 50-50, like whose side everybody's on. For those that didn't fucking see it.
Which is blasphemous.
Yeah. Fucking Myles Garrett tried to murder Mason Rudolph with a football helmet. It was Myles Garrett in the conservatory with the football helmet. Clue. Game over. Attempted murder. I mean, how long have you been playing football, Zach? Have you ever seen something so egregious on a football field?
Not like I can tell you what, I've never seen someone take off someone's helmet and beat them with their own helmet.
With their own helmet.
I've seen punches being thrown, and like unfortunately that happens from time to time. It doesn't make any sense because you run the risk of breaking your hand. Yeah. And then at the same time you look at your teammates like, what are you doing? Like you might get fined for that shit. Like stop it. Like that's when shit gets like really bad. You like start throwing punches. That's like, hey, knock it off.
Yeah.
Ripping off someone helmet, and like honestly, I actually didn't. It's funny because I stopped watching that game with like a minute and a half left. So I'm like, you know what, fuck this. The game's over. I'm gonna go to bed. Like, why am I staying awake for this, right? And my buddy over Instagram actually DM'd me like the clip, and I saw it, and like I had to rewatch like 3-4 times. I'm like, hey, is this for real? Like, does someone like has nasty like Photoshop skills? Like I like this, and then I looked at it, and like all I did was type in Myles Garrett in my search engine. And then just a bunch of articles about last night at the end of the game. And I'm like thinking like, dude, like they won this game, which is the craziest part. It's like, obviously you can't condone that. It doesn't matter. It's not right whether you're winning or losing, but when you're winning the game, and that was literally like the last play of the game, was it not?
Literally the last play of the game, 10 seconds.
8 seconds.
Yeah. At that point, I don't care if Rudolph, like I would say he probably did start it, whatever that means, like whatever it's worth, like. But at the same time, dude, like you got no better than that. Just walk away. Like you're way bigger than the guy too. It's like and by beating him and showing him who's the better man is, hey, do we need to point out the scoreboard, shove him? Don't fucking because now his whole career's in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Right. He's done for this year without pay, and I don't see it happening going into next year. But you never know, man. Especially with this guy just coming off a concussion.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you mentioned who started it, and I'm not really sure.
That's the biggest thing.
I think Rudolph did it. In my opinion, I did.
Everybody's Zach
right, and that's whatever. Oh well, he started it. Okay, regardless of who started it, I'm okay with you ripping a dude's helmet off. I'm even okay with you throwing a punch. Like shit happens.
That's the thing. If you're gonna rip off his helmet, throw it aside.
Yeah.
Like Cortland
just drop
Finnegan
it. Yeah.
and Andre Johnson. You just fucking go at
Yeah,
it.
you throw fists. I'm totally
like
cool with that.
Man would.
But to use a weapon, use a helmet as a weapon outside of a football field, that's aggravated assault. That's a felony charge. That's years in prison.
Helmets are not light. Those are like 7 pounds, and he caught him right on the inside on the head. Like it wasn't like he just like swiped him with it. He caught him right on the button.
And he's lucky he didn't hit him with the crown of the helmet. He hit him with like the padding where you like put your ears. Thank God. That could have ended so fucking poorly. He could have broke his fucking skull. He could have killed him.
You could have put him in a coma.
He literally could have made him brain dead.
Like this could have been so much more serious. Like you would have maybe saw somebody either die or get seriously injured on live TV in front of everyone. Like and like how you said, like people are like, yeah, Mason's not innocent. I go, I agree, he's not innocent, but he also didn't physically assault Myles Garrett and hit him over the head with his helmet. I was like, there's two sides to it, and one way is heavier than the other. I mean,
there's a right side and a wrong side, and everybody who's defending Myles Garrett in this is totally on the wrong side. And I saw a lot of people like, well, if you're gonna rush at somebody, know who you're rushing at. Like you gotta expect something to happen. Okay, yeah, you rush at him. I expect him to be punched in the mouth. Like do that. Yeah. Don't swing a helmet.
And Mason didn't back down.
But do you expect that in the NFL? That's scrappy. You said, or Zach, you said it's like everybody's watching. Like this is it's
a prime time game.
I've read articles that the NFL is more similar to the WWE. You know, in the sense that it's entertainment. You have people of all ages watching.
Well, and the other thing is too, it's like football's one of those sports. Even when if someone gets in a fight or whatnot, usually after a game, you're like, you know what? I have his back. Yes, shit happens, but like, you're never gonna say something negative about your own teammate. And like, it's weird because the Steelers and Cleveland have this like hated rivalry, right? And it seemed like everyone at the end of the game was like embarrassed by what Garrett did because they knew like whoa, like what are you doing? Like you could have seriously hurt that guy, and like immediately you saw Baker talk like, obviously he's gonna get
Baker's interview
suspended.
Was tight.
Yeah, well, he's right though. He's honest, and same thing with Kitchens.
I've liked Baker, but I gained even more respect for him when after the game, he said it's just like, just how it is.
Well, at that point, though, it's like...
That was bad. He's going to get suspended.
Right, and it's like, it's a game, and like, yes, you hate the opposition, but when something like that happens, it kind of like, you kind of step back and realize, okay, we're all humans at the end of the day, and like, a lot of them have families for the most part, most of them do, right? And like that's why Garrett has to be smarter, man. It's like, and it's weird because for him that seems so out of character for him. He didn't seem like one of those guys who like takes cheap shots and things like that. Like, I mean, sure, I would like maybe like a couple fines for like late hits on the QB, which I feel like more than half the DNs in the league have. Right. He's never done anything or got in trouble off the field. So that's why when I saw it was him, I'm like, this guy seems like pretty quiet for the most part.
Yeah. No, and I'm with you 100% on that. Up until this season, I had never heard anything. And really up until the past couple of weeks, I didn't hear anything. But they said that this is the third time that he's been ejected or fined or penalized. Yeah. He swung at somebody on Tennessee. And then I think it was Tennessee. Yeah, this season. And then he tackled or sacked the Jets quarterback. I think it was like Luke Falk or something like that.
Yeah.
And Falk is down, or he's done for the rest of the season. He was hurt that bad, and I guess those actions transpired into what is now his third offense.
Well, even when I watched Hard Knocks and the Browns were on it, they when they cut to him and stuff,
he wants to play.
He talks about how like he's very zen, he meditates, he does yoga, like he's very calm, like he does like this whole thing, and I'm like, okay. I was like, what was that?
Yeah, no shit, but yeah, fucking.
I get it though, like you said, Zach, you think Rudolph initiated it. And I don't agree with that, but I get why Garrett acted the way he did. Because if someone is trying to rip off my helmet, I'm going to be fired up.
Yeah. Well, I just set up for
whatever's
worth.
Their actions.
Yeah, like I'm not really a huge fan. Like, who started it? It's like obviously, it ended up in his favor. He's the idiot who, hit him with the helmet. It just like, because you know what? Everyone does that at the bottom of the pile. Obviously, he's mad because they're losing. I've seen that a million times. I've been on this side, I believe it or not, as a kicker. So it's like, you like grab someone's helmet and it's like, whatever. Like, because you never think it's going to turn into like something like that. You think, okay, you're going to talk you're going to talk trash, and then you might, have like a shove, maybe a punch, but that's going to be like the full extent of it. You never think someone's going to be like, fuck this, rip off your helmet and beat you with it.
Yeah. No shit. Well, I'm just glad that and not that I would expect anybody not to jump in Mason's defense, but I'm glad Pouncey did what he did, even though he got the 3-game suspension. Like, yeah, you see your quarterback of all people. Like, imagine if that happened to Tom Brady. There would be riots.
No. If that happened to Big Ben, Pouncey would have killed Garrett on the field.
He fucking pounced on, no pun intended, on him so fucking fast, throwing punches, kicked him in the helmet once, which was great. Pouncey is maybe the last dude on that field that I would want pissed off at me. He ran around Florida with Aaron Hernandez, and I'm pretty sure he is loosely affiliated to some kind of gang, if I had to guess.
I was going to say, he's the last guy on the field that gives a shit what the repercussions are.
So don't piss him off. And he's fucking Myles Garrett's just lucky he had a helmet on and people pulling. Did he leave?
Yeah, it says he left. Maybe
we'll get him back. I
want to wrap this up quick and oh man, I just lost it. Sorry, go ahead, Ty.
No, you're good. That was pretty much it.
So I will say, him and DeCastro, sticking up for Mason. I love that. And dude, Mark Pouncey, ride or die, dude. After that, I already loved him. I didn't know I could love him more until that game.
Okay, I remember. And I really don't want to talk about it even more, but I do. The whole initiation deal, I know the three of us agree that Myles Garrett's late hit is what initiated it.
Yeah, dude, there was 8 seconds left in the game. Why are you throwing him down like that?
All right, so we agree. That was on 3rd down. The first 2 downs, the Browns sent all their linebackers. They sent a heavy rush. They had 3 sacks in a row. Like, there's 30 seconds left. You're up 21-7. What are you doing sending the house? It's because the Browns haven't beat the Steelers in 5 years, so they were doing everything they could to beat us and put their nutsack on our forehead. I think that's what initiated it all. Mason was fucking fired up because he got sacked 3 fucking times in a row.
I think looking even before that, what initiated it all? What is Randy Fichtner doing calling 4 pass plays in a row with 30 seconds left in the game, down 2 scores? At that point, especially the last play, there's 10 seconds left on the clock. Take a knee and head to the fucking locker room.
See, but
what good is it throwing 1 touchdown?
Or at least hand it off to a running back.
Yeah, or hand it off to a running back. Whatever. Kill the clock.
Yeah. Did we not learn by Mason Rudolph getting knocked out? Maybe protect your quarterback a little bit?
Well, I mean, no, you're not thinking about protecting your quarterback with 10 seconds left in the game. Like, and again, you guys always give me shit about Madden, but it's like, any time that there's fucking time on the clock, I'm trying to score.
I've never said anything negative about you in Madden.
No, but you guys always laugh, and it's very relevant to fucking modern day football. If I'm losing,
I do the same thing.
If I'm losing and there's time on the clock, am I going to be a pussy and take a knee? Am I going to be a pussy and just run the clock out? No, I'm going to fucking give all that I can to score. Would you guys be more happy with a 21-7 loss or a 21-14 loss?
Doesn't matter. We still lost.
No, it does matter.
Does it though? Because the record still shows that we lost.
Yes, but it's more than that. It's points for, points against. It's how you. It's like, would you rather lose 33-0 or 33-7?
Would you rather lose 20? Would you rather lose 21-7 and have nothing happen to Mason? No, bad question.
I'd rather have the least amount of deficit in any loss.
Even if it means Mason Rudolph getting clubbed in the head. Because that's the trade-off.
No, essentially, yes, that is the trade-off. But yeah, I would rather not have Mason and lose by a score because I know Devlin Hodges will be able to produce just as well.
If we're being honest, if Mason does even make another attempt, he's gonna throw a pick at that point.
Well, and I'd rather have him take a pick than fucking get clocked in the dome.
Especially after getting sacked 3 times in a row. Like, at that point, okay.
And that's what... Did you guys see how, Ty, you said you were sleeping? The game ended by the Steelers taking a knee on 4th down, which ultimately kills the clock and doesn't run it out.
Yeah.
So there was 5 seconds left on the clock, and the Browns coach was like, okay, there's still time left. Why are you guys running off the field?
Right. Zach.
Sorry.
All right, Zach messaged us. His phone did die.
Oh, no.
Called it.
Hang on here.
So I figured.
Give me 1 second here. Talk amongst yourselves.
Just got home. What's up, Aaron? You want to show yourself? This? Fuck yeah.
Turn the camera.
Is that Aaron?
She's ducking. She's hiding. Should you bring an iHome home today? That's decent.
Solid. Yo, but now I have that strong dilemma. Do I get a Minka Fitzpatrick jersey or a Marquise Pouncey jersey?
Tapia, I'll tell you what. You order a plain jersey or you order a customized jersey and you put Yinzer or Tapia on the back. Because you should not invest in a player that we don't know will be on the team in the next 5 years.
That's a good point.
But
I've learned from experience, Tapia. If anything, get a jersey.
That's true. I'll get a jersey. Actually,
or
I couldn't find a
tattoo.
Dude, I was doing a 39 tattooed on me and 53.
Yeah, right above your eyebrows.
Dude, well, I was gonna say I couldn't even find.
Hey, there he is.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
Back in the mix.
Back in the mix. Yeah, sorry about that. Fucking phone ran low there.
No worries, man. Technology sucks sometimes.
Technology sucks all the time, dude. All the time.
I think we were just about to wrap it up, but hey, man, we appreciate you coming on, talking some Steelers football, talking your CFL. I mean, you're welcome anytime. I'm sure you know that already, but thanks again for reaching out, man. It's always a blast talking to you.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, boys. No, I appreciate having back on, man. We'll do this again soon.
No, I was gonna say, we got to make this happen like sooner than a year.
Yeah.
Like we gotta get you back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do either the Bills or the Jets game.
Jets will be good. We should do Jets. Maybe on Bell
After
return.
the Jets game, yeah. That's actually what I was thinking.
That's week 16, I believe, and then week 17 is against the Ravens in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice little preview too.
Hey, before we let you go, if you want to plug your Instagram or Twitter or anything, let people know where to find you and shit.
Talking to me, sorry?
Yeah.
Rock. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, you're the professional.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're the professional athlete here.
Yeah, man. All right. Absolutely.
What's your Instagram handle here?
Yeah, so it's at Z Medeiros 90.
Medeiros 90. Yeah. Follow that IG. All right, love it.
Sure.
All right, well, this has been episode 103 already. We'll be back next week, episode 104. Zach, thanks again for coming on, man. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
All right,
hopefully around episode 108, 107.
Yeah, you do the math there.
Yeah, I'm terrible at math. You guys do the math.
All right, take care, man.
All right,
Have a good night, Zach.
Easy.
Yeah.
So,
Let's ride it out.
And this was the second time he left tonight.
I might just make beats for the next 25 minutes on camera.
You're going to be beating Goff?
yo. So, I got the Steelers pillow.
What is it, a pillow?
Yeah. Could you tell me what play this is?
Yeah.
It's a wheel. It's a wheel route.
No, it's a run play.
Is it?
It's an option. It's a fullback dive, halfback option.
Yeah, ask the Madden guy. You're asking
Yeah.
the wrong person and me.
Dude,
I don't know what that is. I mean, I see a halfback toss in the outside. No, I see the option there. Yeah, that's a fullback dive, halfback option.
dude, it's
all right.
Pillow.
Fullback dive, halfback option. We're going to leave it there on a time crunch. So let's get out of here. Episode 103. Follow our Twitter and Instagram at Yinz Daily, YINZ Daily. Go to yinzertainment.com. Links to the social are on there, as well as links to listen to the podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're everywhere you can find podcasts. So listen up, y'all, because this is it. The podcast that we're bringing are delicious.
What?
All right, episode 104 next Tuesday.
What is wrong with you?